Good morning, everyone. This is Angela, and I'm drinking coffee. So if I have that little Barry White voice going on, that's why. Because yeah, I haven't. You guys are the first ones I've talked to this morning. So I just wanted to talk about the how people feel about others copying their work. The question came up in last night's class, and we also slightly discussed it in class on Tuesday, because it was based off of, one of my students really admiring another student's work, and I don't think she understood what she said, and I had to do a teachable moment. But what she said was, "Oh, those are really nice. Girl, I'm going to copy that." And I said, "Oh, no, 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 no. Teachable moment." And before I go on to that teachable moment, the question was also, if I use Pinterest, because that's a site where people go to get ideas, what's the difference between stealing someone's work and just participating in a do-it-yourself type thing? So what I will say is the difference is that usually when people want you to create what they are making, they will give you the instructions. Hence, the beading magazines where they show you the picture, then they tell you the pictures. They show you the pictures and how to make the item versus, clicking on an artist's photo who is trying to sell something and just straight up copying their stuff. Okay, that is like, I always, because I'm a writer as well, and I always equate that to when we were in school and someone's writing a report or an essay, and they tell you up front, if you plagiarize, you can get kicked out of school, and that's like a $10,000 fine. I feel like there's no difference in that, because in art there needs to be integrity, and we can always say, well, that's a great idea. I like that style, but how do you not cross the line of stealing someone's work? So I gave the example of using a recipe. We can all have the same recipe, and I'll use peach cobbler. Well, we can all start out with the same recipe, the foundation, right? And it may not be our recipe, but if, let's say Sandra, there's no Sandra in this group, but Sandra adds extra cinnamon, a touch of vanilla, and maybe a little amaretto to hers. That is now her recipe because she has remixed it, put her funk on it. And then let's say Riley comes over, same foundation with the peach cobbler, but she adds, almond extract, buttered rum extract. I've never tried this, you guys, but if you want to, you try it and let me know. Call me and I'll be your taster. But she adds different stuff. Now that's her recipe. So that's the difference between, stealing someone's work and creating your own. Also, if you have a foundation, you always want to give people credit. Just say, oh, I made this piece, but it was inspired by such and such, and wherever you got it from, because the artist always needs to get the credit. And if you're using their design exactly, you need to you need to contact that artist, because of the simple fact you don't want to break any copyright laws, especially if you are planning to sell any of the pieces. And I can tell you that when these questions came up Tuesday night, they know I had to fan myself because I got mad because I had a flashback. If you haven't heard the story, I've had too many people try to steal my stuff. and it's not cool. It's very offensive. I don't take, you know, I don't take it as a compliment at all. I take it as, dang, dude, really? You gonna have a lack of integrity? And I gave two instances. One, because I do draw too, maybe every 3 to 5 years. But I had a friend back in the past. I drew a watercolor picture of an African American lady with an afro. And, back then I was hanging around a couple other artists, whatever. Well, I posted, the picture online. This friend of mine, she posted my painting as hers because she cropped out my signature. And then I just happened to, because, when you do stuff like that and you're stealing, maybe you should probably block the person from seeing it, but whatever. She act as if the painting was her work and not mine. So she's getting all these compliments, and I just happened to look on there. I was like, oh, wow, thank you for admiring my work. And then I posted the original, which had my signature and the date. Another jewelry related, I created a ring, and I think many of you have heard this story, but I created a ring, and one of my competitors came by my booth, and the next week my ring was at her table, and the only reason I found out was because a customer came to my table and was like, well, this ring must be really popular. And I said, what? What do you mean? She said, because I just bought it from that lady over there. Now, I was selling mine for 10. And not only did she steal my design and copy it, she undercut me and sold it for 5. Guys, I just need y'all to know. I'm sweet as butter and all that honey and stuff, but really, I'm ginger. So I'm sweet, and then I bite at the end. I will not say I have an anger issue, but I do not tolerate everything. So, yeah, I'm human. But anyway, so those were the questions that came up. So to recap, the difference is if it's something that you want to be inspired by, give the credit, to that person, because that really just butters my biscuits, you guys. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Okay, I got to drink more coffee because I got to get over that. But, so that's the difference. Keep creating, give credit where credit is due. If you see something and you're using it as your base, give the credit, because there's nothing worse than finding out that you've been copying someone else's flavor and never tapping into your own. So you're cheating yourself as well. You will never know how good you are if you don't let your organic creative flow happen. Okay? So with that being said, that was the recap for Wire Wrap 1 and 2. That was a consistent question that came up. And so that we all had to have a better understanding. If you guys have any questions or topics that you would like us to discuss, then let me know and I will make a video about it, because, we can't discuss it in person except in September when our meetup will be happening at a Starbucks. And more info on that. I have not chosen a date yet, but I did reveal to the Wire Wrap 2 class that drinks are on me. They're not alcoholic. So yeah, I can afford that. So anyway, have a great, what is today? Today is Friday. Okay. So have a great weekend. Keep creating. Love you all. And I will talk to you soon. And I hope this video helped to clarify anything. If you have any questions about it, then drop me a comment in the comment section. All right. Have a great day.